It's top board game accessories on this episode of Play Saves the World, the ongoing conversation on board games and spirituality. Well, hello and welcome to this episode of Play Saves the World. It is so wonderful to have you here. My name is Daniel Hilty.
And my name is Kevin Taylor.
And whatever your name may be, dear listener or viewer, we are really grateful that you have decided to join us today. It makes our days, and we hope that your day is going well wherever you are. Kevin, you were giggling there. Do you wish there's a way to find out the names of our listeners, or the name of our listener?
Yes, whatever your name is and wherever you are.
Know
we
that
hope it's going well.
Know that we think that's right. That's right.
And there's like 5 poor guys on a submarine that's descending, and they're like, no. Oh, no, wait, it's a ship that is descending. I guess the submarine could descend.
It could descend. Hopefully,
but a ship that's not supposed to descend is currently descending, and they're like,
hopefully,
it's terrible.
Hopefully there's no sinking ships in the world right now.
That's right.
Yes. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Daniel?
Good. I'm doing good too. Thank you.
Excellent.
Excited to get to spend a few moments with you and with our listeners and viewers as we talk about top board game accessories, which I think I both hit us right before we started recording, how nerdy that sounds.
The New York Times wanted this story, and we said, no, sir.
No, sir.
Also, the tabloids.
No, ma'am.
The tabloids are not interested in this either. Can you imagine?
No, that's, this is the kind of hard, cutting edge journalism you can come to expect from Play Saves the World. The top
when someone asks
board game accessories.
Oh, you like board games like Monopoly? You bring these things out and they go, oh, okay, this is clearly not
that's right.
Like playing Monopoly when these things hit the table.
So these are things like everything that, not everything, but many things that I guess that you and I found helpful for the board game hobby, except for the board games themselves, right? So like, so over the years of us playing board games, we have found these accessories helpful in the hobby. And I'm sure we're leaving out a lot at the end. We'll be giving out our contact information. We'd love to hear maybe your thoughts on important board game accessories, or maybe, Kevin, maybe a dear viewer or listener is listening or watching, which is what listeners do. They listen. And and maybe they're interested in starting the board game hobby. That's right. And they're wondering what other things might be helpful to bring into their household for the hobby. So yeah, top board game accessories.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make your games a little nicer, a little better.
Yeah. Kevin, before we go any further though, if anybody wants to find out more or likes this kind of conversation, how can they support this podcast?
They can support this podcast, first off, by liking and subscribing, either on YouTube or we're on Instagram, and telling someone about the podcast if you listen. Apple Podcasts or Spotify, something like that. And you can also help support us financially by making a donation, patreon.com/PlaySavesTheWorld. We do have costs for this, and we would welcome your help in covering those costs for this channel. So thank you very much.
We appreciate that very much. Yeah. Cool. Well, grateful for all the support and help. Let's dive into top board game accessories. I believe we have a list of 13, Kevin.
We do, although I'm adding one because something just occurred to me.
What is this? Is this a secret number 14?
I can't tell you.
I want to be surprised at the end. or wherever
Okay.
it is.
Okay. I can do that.
Or,
I can do that.
okay. I mean, wherever you want, but okay. I'm excited. I am
I think we're
a
overselling
quiver
it, I'm afraid.
with anticipation. No. I don't think you could oversell top board game accessories, Kevin. I think. So,
Good God.
so, all right.
Bad. It's so bad.
All right. So number one, Kevin, we're not necessarily saying like we're not doing like a top, like we're not like trying to get better, like saving the best for last. We're just kind of randomly doing a list of board game accessories.
Right.
So, yeah.
No particular order.
Kevin, what's one to get us started, to kick us off?
Salsa bowls.
Salsa bowls. I agree.
Now you want to be careful here. You don't want the chips because they're salty, and you don't want any spoons.
That's right.
But you don't want the salsa bowls with salsa in them at the table.
No.
And you just sort of eat it by sort of
with your fingers, just with your fingers.
Exactly.
There's no.
It's very authentico for the salsa, I believe.
I don't see that should create a problem with.
The salsa's fine for
games.
cardboard. It's just the chips or spoons are a problem.
That's right.
And that's the whole list.
No, that's right. The salsa bowls, in fact, all joking aside, I totally agree. They are on my board game table pretty much every time I play a game, but there's never been a drop of salsa put in any of them. I use them as component holders. Yeah, component trays, right? Because, Kevin, why would people need component trays for board games?
Oh my gosh, we've got components, Daniel. We've got components for things, and you're without some kind of a bowl or something, container, they're going to just make a nasty pile and get knocked around. It's just nice to hear that clink, nice to sort them. Salsa bowls are great, but really any type of bowl. One time we had some bowls just for cooking prep, and they were like yay high, like what's that, or yay wide. We're gonna say it's 5 centimeters.
Five, which is about 2 feet.
About 2 feet, correct. Yeah. It was actually for the whole game. just for
the big component holder for the game. That's right. Yeah. Makes sense.
We didn't actually play the game. We don't want to mess it up.
It was also doubled as a hubcap. But yes, keep going. Sorry.
It was a hubcap, exactly. So yes, we had that for cooking, and Jenny broke it by accident. Tried to order some more on Amazon. If you've ordered on Amazon, the sizing can get quite confusing. Because they don't always have a comparison point. So we ended up with these little micro bowls that are really only useful for like 2 slices of ginger or whatever, but they're great for components. They're really great. There's like 6 of them. So it depends on how many components of a certain component is in a game. But yeah, you're going to probably want something. It's just nice to have that, and you can pass it. You can even have multiple locations. So for all your little meeples, little chits and
wooden
boxes
cubes
and all sorts of wooden cubes, sheep, cows, whatever. Some kind of, they also are called component trays. I did pick up some at one point over Etsy, and they make some nice ones that are wooden, and they even have magnets and they'll snap together. So that can be fun.
Oh, nice.
So you can buy the kitchen type salsa bowls, little ingredient bowls for cooking, or you can buy genuine board game component trays.
I like that.
There's plastic ones, there's wood, there's glass. You can do whatever you want. But yes, something is really useful.
Yeah. For me, we used to live in a place that was near a Mexican grocery store, and just for like about a year there, every time I would drive past the Mexican grocery store, I would just stop in and buy another salsa bowl. And so now we have like this set of like 12 different size salsa bowls that you can just pull out for component trays. So so if you have a like Kevin was saying, you can get these from Etsy, from kitchen stores, from Mexican grocery stores,
consignment store, kitchen section.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, I agree. That's my favorite. That's my. I know we didn't rank them. That would be the one thing that I miss the most if I.
Yeah.
am traveling or something, I don't have them. You're just like, "Arr."
There's something nice, just how it makes the board game table look more orderly too. Just that you just like you said, you just don't have these piles of wood cubes and cardboard shits just kind of sprawling out on the table. Yeah, yeah. So I like it.
Definitely.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yay.
Well, another our number 2, again, we're not ranking these, but the second top board game accessory is something that I also use all the time, which is self-adhesive tape. It is sold under the commercial name Hugo's Amazing Tape. They're not our sponsor. We're not trying to sell our product or anything.
But
I
we
imagine
would
there are other.
chill for them anytime, just to
We
be
would,
really clear.
we would gladly be sponsored by Hugo's Amazing Tape if they want. But it's
for like
it's
$1.
basically, that's right, even $1.
No price too low on our sponsorships.
I want to honor. That's right. I want to honor a friend named Mark, who actually was the person who first introduced me to hobby board gaming a long time ago now. But he's the one who also introduced me to Hugo's Amazing Tape, and it's just
nice.
It's
not really tape.
Right. It's clear plastic. It looks like tape, clear plastic tape, but it's not. There's no adhesive on it at all, so it doesn't hurt your components. But what I use it for is holding my cards together in various games that have cards in them. You just cut off a stretch of the tape, and then you wrap the tape around the cards, and you have to pull it tight because it's the stretching that makes it stick to itself. And then you fold down the end, and it sticks to itself. And then when you're and so it holds all the cards together. And then when you're ready to play it again, you just unwrap it, and it leaves, because there's no adhesive on it, leaves no residue, no marks on the cards. I found it really helpful.
It's kind of in place of a rubber band. I think I've seen you with them and a few others. Personally, I'm not. I don't know. I haven't really leaned into it, and when I'm cleaning up, helping clean up, I'm confused. So
no, I understand.
Like, does this one go with that one? Right? Then you've got them cut. So
yeah, it is.
If you have multiple decks of cards or something, but yeah, I can see the allure. Hugo's Amazing Tape.
Hugo's Amazing Tape. What's another one, Kevin?
I'm gonna say some kind of a dice tray.
Yeah, that's nice.
Something for the dice. Either to hold them or to roll the dice in.
Okay.
Right? That's what we were thinking. Some kind of a dice tray.
Right.
And it could be a dice tower. I've never actually used a dice tower. Although when I went to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia, man, there was a company there selling like $300 dice towers. They were crazy. They were hand-carved wood, and they were really exquisite. So dice tower, you drop your dice in, they come out already rolled, and they come out little tray so they don't go flying on the table. If you had some kind of a dice tray, you can roll the dice in them, and they're not going to go everywhere or knock anything over or hit the ground. And so some sort of a dice tray can be nice. It does mean you've got to. It's something else on the table. So if I'm playing a game that requires a lot of dice, if we have that, we end up setting it on, taking it off, because we usually don't have space. Most games that are going to take dice, you've already got a lot of space taken up by items. It's so valuable anyway.
But they're really helpful. You're right, because they're you want to avoid those horrible set of circumstances where you are rolling a die and it rolls off the side of the table, right? And then everyone scrambles, and then maybe it's a really good roll, and everyone's like, should we count this roll or not? And then if it's your roll, it's like, yes, let's count this roll. If it's not your roll, everyone's like, well, no, it fell on the floor, we have to re-roll it. And then maybe the dog moves in and starts chewing on it.
It could.
All of this tragedy could be avoided if one used a dice tray.
So hard.
That's right.
Yes. It kind of bounces on something and falls, like it maybe doesn't hit the ground, but it hits a component or a structure, and you're not, like you're saying, was a legitimate roll, like it kind of flopped one way or something. Weird things can happen. So Yeah,
Yeah,
dice tray
yeah,
can be a nice pro move. And like for a Twilight Imperium, you're chucking in there and everyone can see, right? Like you put it in the middle and you're
mm-hmm.
like, oh, all one.
Yeah,
Sorry, man.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
always
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Dice tray.
Yes.
Well, a number four. Was there more on dice tray? Okay. Okay. All right. Um, another another accessory that's kind of in the same vein. We've been as the dice trays kind of contain the dice. Um, card holders. Card holders are good for holding the cards, containing the cards, and
Let's back
so
up on that logic.
that's right. So um, I find card holders helpful for a variety of reasons. I don't always use them when I play card games, but sometimes they're especially helpful for a few reasons. One is if I find that there are a lot of cards in play in a game, and Kevin, you know this already, and many of our listeners know this already too. You know, if you're playing a really big hobby board game, it might involve 4, 5, 6, 7 different sets of cards, right? Different decks of cards, and some of them go over here, and some of them go over here, and some of them go over here. And sometimes it can kind of be confusing, like what cards I kind of lose track of, like what cards are actually in my hand, and what
Mhm.
cards are in this common pile here or here or here or here. And so having a card holder rack can be really helpful for that. You set it in front of you. Not only do you don't have to you don't have to hold your cards anymore, but it makes it really clear what cards are in your hand and what cards are at play for everyone else in the
Yeah,
game. It helps to
it's easy to set down your hand cards from your hand because you are doing something, especially if
exactly.
you're kind of,
Yeah,
helping host a game and you're shuffling and then you forget, okay, now which one was just in my hand? It
exactly,
happens a lot.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I've never actually used one, I have to say. I've not. I've seen it. I know one of the root expansions has a card holder because
Neat, neat.
the otters work as they trade and they want you to buy their cards. So that's how the display works is there's a little, so I
Okay,
really
okay.
could rob that and use it in other games. But yeah, that's the little, like the market is displayed on this,
Well, that's
just a
cool.
wooden slab with a slot. So
Like
do
kind of
you have
like
a
old.
preferred
Um,
yeah, kind of like an old school. Yeah, exactly. Like almost a
yeah,
Scrabble
yeah,
type thing,
yeah, yeah,
except it's
yeah,
wood.
yeah, yeah.
And that's so, and
Jordan,
it's, and vertical stand.
that's cool. No, friend of the podcast. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jordan, didn't interrupt you. Um, Jordan and Chelsea once got us a nice set of kind of curved, a kind of it's like a gentle curved wooden arc that has slots on the top, and so it kind of those are really nice. We really like those for one cards. I'm afraid I forget the brand name, but those are
Hmm.
helpful. Another kind of card holder. I just want to mention that I think we've discussed before. Is there are also card holders it's almost like a fan that you hold the bottom in your hand,
Hmm.
and then you can add the cards to kind of this fan-like structure on the top of the thing
Hmm.
you're holding. You just hold a handle. And what I think those are especially helpful for is sometimes if a person for whatever reason has some physical trouble holding cards in their hands, this is a really helpful tool for them. It's kind of it's an accessibility tool. Um, um, my wife, Kristen, who works with aging adults, has sometimes talked about this with aging adults who have trouble kind of with fine motor skills anymore, kind of holding something in their hands. Um, um, we were in a gaming group once. It's a wonderful member of our group who, yeah, who was not able to have the kind of fine motor skills that most folks have. And so, yeah, she used this kind of card holder to hold her cards for her. So that's another kind of card tray, but a card holder, but helpful for an accessibility reason as well.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Awesome.
card holders.
Card holders. We have mentioned this particular accessory, a virtual accessory, several times. So people may be familiar with it. Maybe most are, but we got to say it anyway. Board Game Geek.
Board Game Geek. Board Game
It's
Geek.
not
You
an
got to say
accessory,
Board
it's a
Game Geek.
website.
Yeah.
BoardGameGeek.com. There's a few others that have tried to step up, but no one matches Board Game Geek for just its sheer force of presence, which is it's a place to see what the new games are that are hot, to watch the rankings of games, to see what games are being discussed. So it's an online website with a catalog of lots and lots and lots of games. So it's a database, but you can also post discussions or news posts. You can join groups on there. You can upload your collection and you look at other people's collections. It's used for board game conventions, like people buying and selling at a flea market. They might do a virtual market, and that's listed in Board Game Geek. They've tagged their collection for sale at something, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's indispensable. There's an app for mobile. What would you say about Board Game Geek?
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. Yeah, it really is kind of a really important accessory, virtual accessory, this website for the hobby. Another reason I think it's so important is almost every time, there's been a few exceptions, but almost every time, if I'm playing a game where I'm in a group playing a game and we come to a rule that we're not sure about, a
Yes, I
rule that the
forgot
rule
about
book
this.
doesn't explain something or whatever, if you go on Board Game Geek, there's like a 90% chance that somebody has already asked about that rule for that game, and that there's an answer online. So each board game has
Yes.
a forum, has multiple forums listed for it, and so it's such a great resource for answering questions about rules as well for any board
That's
game.
right. I totally
Yeah.
forgot, but search up the board game on Board Game Geek, go to the forums, and you can search in the forums, try to put a phrase in, and yes, that is a place to go. And we've tried Chat GPT for some rules, and sometimes it's right, but we have found it's been absolutely wrong.
We
So
found that
you
too.
really are
Yes.
much better off if you want to know. The other trick is you could get the PDF for the instruction manual. Most publishers will do that, and then
Yes.
in the PDF, search for it. So do a Command
Yeah.
F
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a Windows F or whatever in a PDF viewer and look for that particular topic and hope it's in there. But yeah, the Board Game Geek website is it's really awesome.
Yeah. Not intentionally, but yeah, I'm wearing a Board Game Geek T-shirt actually right now for our
Look
viewers.
at that.
And
Look at that.
yeah, it's sometimes referred to as the Geek. Um. So yeah. Well, so I would say then another accessory for board games that goes along well with that dovetails with Board Game Geek. I use this a lot. I know a lot of folks who use it a lot. Kevin, I don't think you use it that much, and
I
I know there are
resist.
a lot of people who don't use it, which is great. And that is a specific app on a smartphone called BG Stats. Again, we're not being sponsored by them. Again, we would welcome sponsorship by them. But
We would take
there's
a
this.
quarter.
That's right. There's this app called BG Stats. I believe it is. I believe it is coded and developed by I think like a family in the Netherlands, maybe in Europe somewhere, but
Really?
maybe Belgium. But yeah, it. I have found it a really
Now is it on Android as well?
yes, a really
Okay.
helpful accessory
It's
tool.
iPhone and Android.
Yeah. So basically, what you do is once you set up a Board Game Geek account, then if you want to, you can download this BG Stats app for your phone. And whenever you play a board game, you can enter that onto your BG Stats app, and then it syncs it automatically with all of your files on Board Game Geek.
It's
And you do have to
separate. Yeah, it
pay.
has nothing to do
Yeah,
with it, right? But
right.
yeah.
It's not an official Board Game Geek app, and I think you do have to pay like for an annual fee for syncing, but it is amazingly low. I think it's like $1 a year for this sync. Um, but also then it gives you a really deep dive into all sorts of statistics about what games you've played. Like, when was the last time I played with Uncle Larry? And how many places did I play board games in 2019? And what's my average score for this game? Yeah.
You can
So
if you are entering it in the data, you can say I played this game with this people on this day at this location. And these are our scores. And that's really cool to be able to go back and see, like, what was that game we were playing that time? Or how long does this game take or something? So it's got all this data that you've entered yourself. And if you're willing to do that, then that data is awesome in the future.
So if
So,
you're somebody who enjoys kind of data crunching and
mhm.
statistics and want to apply
Which
that to
game did
board
I play the
games,
most last year? Yeah, that's a really cool question.
that's right. But like you said, Kevin, it's not, you found it's not quite your
I
thing,
did it
right?
for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try it again, but something about it just felt tedious and was taking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
joy. Like if I've played a good game, I kind of want to pack up the game and enjoy the good vibes and not
Yeah.
try to enter in. Um, it just feels a bit like a party killer to me. That's just me, because
I can
obviously
understand that.
I think most everyone else is using it, and maybe I'll change back on that. You can also do some scoring, right? Like it's built in. I've seen people use it to
It
track
has
the
built-in
scoring.
score pads. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, which is really awesome.
I mean, again, we're not sponsored
It's
by
a
them, but
lovely app. Yeah,
it's a labor of love for the people who make it. I think it's maybe a couple or something. Yes, but they've put and they're constantly updating it, and they've put so much energy and thought into the app. There aren't any ads in the app, um,
it
and
always works. I mean,
it
it's
always works.
flawless. It's a wonderful app. Can't say
Yeah,
enough about it. I'm just not sure. Yeah, I just haven't found a desire to track my data.
yeah,
But then
just
again,
not your
yeah, I mean,
thing.
there's pluses and minuses. It's not my thing, and there's plenty of
Yeah,
times I'm like, yeah, what was that game? And I don't have any really way to look it up. So I have to
I
live with
understand.
my own failures.
No, no, we're
So if you
celebrating.
were, yeah, if you were a sentient computer life form, you would not need BG stats like data from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Because you'd
You would
have
just know.
BG stats in your head
You would be
and
BG stats
in your heart.
in your
You know where BG stats resides, Kevin?
where
Where the data processing center, the data farm is? It's in your heart.
it's in your heart. That's a good
It's
one.
in your
That's
heart.
that's
Yeah, you
that's
don't.
that should be their tagline. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that's okay. Well, so what's another essential board game accessory?
Cloth drawstring bags can be really useful.
Yes,
Either for
yes,
storing items, if you have a game a lot, you play a lot and you don't want a little bag. So this is my phrase, and if it blows up, I want credit. But I call it baggy world, which is when you're in that all those plastic, and we're going to baggy world when you're pulling out all these plastic bags. You
plastic
might
bags.
save some, so you got a drawer of them. They're awful. I mean, it's
Yes,
better
yes,
than nothing, but you use the wrong bag for the wrong stuff, and then you need to switch them out. So if you want a drawstring bag, either just to mark some things in there or for fun, because some games have you drawing, a
yeah,
cloth drawstring bag just raises the game. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I like that. And yeah, you're right about Baggy World. That's an awful place to be. Baggy
it
World.
is. For a
I hope
game
that
that you don't
catches
play
on.
often is fine. It's fine. If
Yeah,
it's a game you're going to play a few times and maybe move on, but yeah.
yeah. I know. I love that. We Board Game Geek again. Board Game Geek. I don't mean to keep. We don't. We're not trying to promote them specifically, but they have a store section on the website, and they
Mhm.
sell like these various sizes of cloth drawstring bags, and I have just bought like multiple like large ones because there's so many games like you said where you have to like randomly choose a tile, randomly take a tile, and maybe the game doesn't come with a drawstring bag, but you can just use that for that purpose. You just put all the tiles in the drawstring bag and just shuffle them up and then pull one out, and it's great for randomizing tiles and randomizing dice and things like that. Yeah.
Again, Board Game Geek, I bought a great set for Root. Unfortunately, it's just like, I don't know if they've ever updated all the expansions, but they made them for each of the characters. So when you're the character,
Nice.
each one is color coded with the art. So you're like, you're the crows, and I just give you this cool bag and you get to open it. So it has that sort of like, here's all my stuff, and you pull it out. So
Mm,
it's kind of neat, but they didn't do all of them, and then I ended up buying an organizer, so it didn't quite work out as cool as it should have. But it's still actually I should just reuse those bags for something else. That's what I
that
should do.
sounds cool. Sounds
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, pretty awesome.
Well, Kevin, have you ever watched the British show Taskmaster?
A little bit.
A little bit. It's okay. This is not not the subject of the show, but I am going to quote. I'm going to channel a moment from one of the Taskmaster episodes as an introduction to our next top board game accessory. Kevin, what would you say is the greatest piece of office equipment ever?
The tape dispenser.
That's a good one. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Would you like some tape?
What would you say is the second greatest piece of office equipment ever? It's okay. Well. It's fine. It's
the stapler?
Fine. That's also great.
Photocopier. The coffee
that would be
machine,
especially good for board games. It's fine. It's fine.
Office equipment.
It's fine. It's
a briefcase.
Fine. That would be good. There is a moment
very small rocks
where
churches.
It's a running joke. Churches reciprocating saw.
Reciprocating saw.
That's right. It's a kind of a running joke on Taskmaster that the greatest piece of office equipment ever is the laminator.
The laminator.
The laminator and dry erase markers. We kind of lumping together for another essential or top board game accessory. So what's this about? There are a lot of games that require that are kind of roll and write, right? Or basically you need a pen or a pencil to write something on a piece of paper that you rolled your dice or you draw cards. And that's great. Another way to do that, if you want to, if you don't want to go through all the sheets of paper, is to laminate some of the sheets of paper and then use some dry erase markers. And then you can just mark the laminated sheet with dry erase markers. And when you're done, you just erase it off. We've also found in our family that we've just bought multiple times kind of bulk supply of dry erase markers because there's so many games that use them and eventually they kind of go out like Telestrations uses
and it's very disappointing to not have any.
Like, Wits and Wagers uses dry erase. And so just having a bag of dry erase markers nearby is helpful. So to go along with
laminators are great. And it could be a one sheet that gets passed around or you've printed something off from the Board Game Geek again. For games, some people create some great little game aids themselves. So it's an aid to a game to help you remember the rules. You could laminate that so it doesn't get so beat up or chewed on or folded. So laminator is very handy. Yeah.
I know we just asked about Taskmaster. You haven't seen that. Have you? Did you or your kids when they're growing up ever spend any time watching Phineas and Ferb? Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. There was a villain on Phineas and Ferb called Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and every episode he would contrive and invent some sort of diabolical new machine, and it always ended in Inator, like
right,
like like.
The Eradicator.
The Eradicator. That's right. The Laminator.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So the Laminator sounds like it should be pretty dangerous and intense.
So it does.
Like a weapon.
But so far, no one has actually managed to laminate themselves in a way that was actually harmful.
I don't think so. It does get really hot.
Because the opening. I guess that, but you can't actually get in the laminating machine.
No. No. They're sure very, very,
good.
Very, very small, like insect level small.
Oh, I'm going to do a magic spell that turns Daniel 2D and then laminate him.
Say less.
Could dress you up, just color in, give you a red shirt. Mark you up. That'd be great.
How do board gamers live forever? You just laminate them.
Laminate them after they've been converted into 2D life forms.
That's right.
Laminator dry erase markers. Awesome.
So what's another board game accessory, Kevin?
carrying bags. Jenny got me one, and I'd seen people with
Yes.
them, and they look goofy. That you look like a doofus, but they're so handy because if you're like us, whenever you go on a trip. And you're in a car, it doesn't work for a plane, but if driving a car, you're probably going to grab a few board games. You always want to be the guy that can say, I've got games if it starts raining or you're somewhere or people need something to do. And with Jenny's family, I'm known as the cool uncle that always has interesting board games that I've packed.
Yeah.
So it's it's about the size of eight American
R2D2.
footballs. R2D2 sized, yeah, roughly. It's going to zip open. The trouble is, the good ones do. The bad ones don't open at all.
Once you put the games inside, they're lost to you forever.
It's
That's
it's a lockbox. Yeah, so you can fit this is the trick is games vary so much in their width and depth, and there's some games that won't fit at all because it's like kind of like a carrying suitcase type thing. But it goes on your back and you can carry 7, 8 games. It's got some pockets. You can throw some little games in there. It's great. It's much better than just stacking them in the car and then you hit the brakes and they go flying. Helps you unload so they're really handy.
Yeah.
Conventions, you'll see them. Some people also have the carts like you would use for the beach. They're rolling in their games, which is hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah. They're handy.
Do you have
sure.
one? You have one as well?
I do. Yeah. Kristen got me one, and I take it most weeks that I am at our church's gaming group. Just load it up with games and bring it on over.
Makes
and
it
like
easier.
You said, everyone agrees that you look like instantly twice as cool when you have one.
The sex goddess. Yeah,
it's you're a model of coolness.
A good look. You're kind of bent forward because of the weight. You look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame's alter ego. You're kind of forward. Anyway.
But people always ask about it, which is, it's a conversation starter. People will say, "What in the world is that?" And you say, "Yeah, this is my board game carrying case," and then they think you're even cooler. They do. You move from strength to strength in the coolness in other people's eyes.
In the kingdom of nerddom. That's right. Carrying bag is pretty awesome. I didn't think I'd use it. Actually, I thought, oh, that's cute. I'll never use this. And it's actually, and you're only going to use it for Daniel, you're using it probably weekly. But for me, I might only use it 6 times, 5 times a year. But it's so handy in those moments.
Really handy.
So,
yeah.
Really great. Really great.
Yeah.
What else you thinking?
Well, what about, all right, Kevin, picture it. You're at a table with a stapler and a tape dispenser and a laminator, and you also have a deck of cards, and you're playing the cards in front of you. Maybe you're splaying the cards in front of you, like if it's a splayed game. Maybe it's a set collection and you're putting them out in front of you in the form of a tableau. But then the time comes that you need to adjust your tableau, Kevin. You need to adjust your tableau. And you try to pick the card up off the hard table, and it won't come up because your nails are just not that thick. The wood is unforgiving. It's unforgiving, Kevin.
And so then you dig in trying to pick it up, and now you've marred the card.
You've marred the card, and you've broken your nail, and you've scarred the wood. Yeah, what could you do to avoid all of this? A neoprene playmat. Neoprene playmat. That's right.
Neoprene playmat. Neoprene gaming mat. Oh man, these things are so great. And some games sell collectible versions of the board game itself in a neoprene gaming mat, which I think is a bit much actually. I've got a few. It is kind of cool because it's not ever going to get worn and beaten up. So occasionally it's nice, but they're pretty expensive because they've printed the entire board game on this mat. But the nice bit is you can get blank ones. You can go on Amazon. You can go to All Play sells them. What I've done as well is picked up a couple at board game conventions for board games I don't even own. So Bezier games, they sell One Night Werewolf. I picked up one that is, It's about the length of your arm and not very wide. It's for One Night Werewolf Alien Edition. I don't have any of the One Night Werewolves, but it's just my go-to for if I want to play something just me solo with cards. I just use that one. I roll it out and the cards aren't getting messed up. They're easy to pick up. They don't slide around. It's just, it elevates the experience. Just really
Yeah.
nice to
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah. That's a really good one. Yeah. I like that. This was one actually that you came up with in advance of the show, and yeah, I think that's a great idea. I have a few as well, and you're right. I don't get them for every game, but there was one game in our collection I decided I just wanted to totally bling it out, like just get everything possible bling it out, and it was Tapestry. It's a Stonemaier game that I really like,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
I got the big Tapestry neoprene playmat, and
Oh, I've
like you
never
said,
played
it has
Tapestry.
we got to play it sometime.
We need to play it. Let's play
I've
it.
got the whole thing now. Well, I'd like the whole everything for it.
JB.
Jamie
Yeah.
makes good games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
and again, you can just leave it out and play any game on it. So I've gotten to where I've got a
yeah,
few just out on my game table, which has
yes,
felt that's a really a friend made it and it's not the right felt. It's coming apart and all the stuff. We bought it at Michael's and everything. The felt, I mean, and I just leave the mats out and it's just put whatever I want on top of it. Don't worry about it.
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah,
I've got the
yeah.
Eclipse mat out for the Eclipse second edition.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
so yeah,
That's a
let's
good
play
idea.
Tapestry. But yeah, neoprene gaming mat's a great one. Do you, Daniel, do you like card sleeves?
Um, I I have to admit, I totally celebrate them being an important accessory. Honestly, I don't use them very much, but I can understand why people do, and support the use of them and celebrate them, but I don't personally use them. Do you use card sleeves?
Not really.
Yeah, yeah,
I've bought them occasionally because I thought I should. And
yeah,
the
yeah,
problem is it makes the cards very slick. So if you stack them and you have a tall stack, it falls over. Or if you're holding them, they don't have a lot of gripability, and the corners are quite sharp. So you can kind of stab
yeah,
yourself with these things. So I'm
yeah,
not really
yeah,
a fan. Except in a game like I've played Arcs a bunch, and you're always playing the core cards over and over again, and they were really getting kind of finger greasy and weird. And I finally got cards for that just because you're constantly handling them. So my advice
yes,
is if
yes,
it's a game with cards that you're always handling over and over again and they're unique, you might want to get them. But other than that, I don't know. It's a lot of work to slide them in and out. I thought it would be cool to do, but it's hard. It's harder to store the cards because they take up more volume because of them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm really not a fan, but I get, some people, obviously people love them. There's a market
yeah,
for them.
yeah. Yeah, and for our listeners, viewers who may not be familiar, basically, yeah, it's just basically like clear plastic sleeves that go around your cards to protect them, like Kevin was saying, from greasy hands, from Cheeto dust, um,
Getting bent,
from
torn,
getting bent.
something.
And like you said, I think you're right, Kevin. I mean, if it's a game with cards that you're just going to play dozens and dozens or even hundreds of times,
Relentless.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, eventually those cards are going to wear out, and this is a good way to protect them. Um, I have thought about them specifically for Trio. Trio is a little card game that
Yes.
we just play all the time, and I'm noticing those cards are really starting to get worn and frayed, and I kind of thought, oh, maybe I should have put some card sleeves on these. Yeah, yeah,
But Tria is also a $15 game, so maybe you just take it to
yeah,
the
yeah,
consign, give it to Goodwill, and buy another set. So there's that too, because it's
yeah.
not an
That's
expensive
true.
one. But I wouldn't want to buy Arcs again. You know.
Yeah, right, right, for sure, for sure. Well, that's good. Good. Card sleeves are good. Thank you.
Let me, yeah, let me throw in board game accessories. You can bling out some games awesomely on Etsy. And I don't know if you've
Yes.
done this, but there are some people doing really cool stuff. I know for Lost Ruins of Arnak, one of the tokens components you have are little compasses. And I found someone that was selling upgrades, and this was themselves. I don't know where they got them, but they're little plastic compasses with little, like they have little moving hands or arrows. I don't even know what you call it. They're
Wow,
not actually
really?
real. They're not real. Like it doesn't actually have the magnet whatever thing in
Okay,
it that
okay,
orients to
okay.
north. But they're little plastic, yeah, like it's a little compass. I guess they bought 1,000 of them out of a China manufacturing plant, and they're like, "What am I going to do with these?" And one day they played Lost Ruins of Arnak. So you get that in the set. You might get metal coins. You might bling out your game, but you can buy replacement components on Etsy. People are making stuff that. Have you ever done that? Have you ever sort of gotten third-party components?
Some, yeah, yeah. I, I have not in my experience. I haven't done it from Etsy. That's a great place to do it. Another place that sells upgraded components. Again, we should seek out their sponsorship is Board Game Geek. You could also get in the store
Hmm.
there. Again, we're not trying to promote them, but in the Board Game Geek store, they also sell upgraded components. And yeah, they add so much to a game.
If you're going
They
to
don't
play it
you
a
do,
lot, you might consider
yeah,
it.
you don't have upgraded components for every game, but
Mm-mm.
they're great. Our friend of the podcast, Sam, came up with this neat idea where he bought upgraded metal coins for I forget what game it was. There was some game that had coins, but then instead of keeping it with that game, he just keeps it in a bag in his gaming room, and anytime any game involves coins, which a lot of games do, he just pulls out the metal coins. So I mean, so it's kind of this um, metal coin set that you can use with any game and upgrade any game that way. But
You can
yeah,
totally do that. Now, it depends on the denominations and the number of coins. So
yeah,
it's going to
yeah,
break in some games because you need threes or hundreds or
right,
whatever,
right,
or there's not enough to go around. But yeah, I've done that plenty of times. I love metal coins. Metal coins are great. They feel great. They
yeah,
look great. I reuse the Gloomhaven coins a lot for things because they're just like ones and threes. So if it's a
yeah,
very
yeah,
simple, like a game just has, you're not getting a lot of money. You can use nice poker chips. There's all sorts of hacks, but I love metal coins. Yeah, those are nice. You
yeah,
can get the official ones. So lots of game manufacturers will sell upgraded components, and you can choose to get those. You can upgrade them yourself. Some people buy these little plastic holders for components that are cardboard. If you've seen them, they're just like little plastic discs that open up. You have to
oh,
make sure
yeah,
they're the
yeah,
right
yeah,
size and you click it in
yeah,
there. And that will also protect things that get used a lot. If you play Nemesis, you're often pulling the monsters out of the bag and they can get kind of grimy. They're cardboard. I've thought about buying the little plastic holders for that. Would be nice.
yeah,
And then they
yeah,
make a
yeah,
little clicking sound. You pull it out. You don't lose it in the corner of the bag in terms of like digging around. So yeah,
that's cool, that's cool, yeah.
blinging them out.
Bling it out good. Bling it out is good. I
Yeah,
like
but
it.
it's tricky because it has to be a game you're really going to play a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't want to bling it out. And I have to admit, as much as I love the Lost Ruins of Arnak, bling out that I did, I haven't played it in a while. Right.
And
But I
some
know
of the
for,
go ahead,
uh,
go ahead.
oh,
Sorry.
sorry. And for Scythe, we got the metal stuff, like the oil cans and really
Yes,
heavy. Those are really nice.
yes.
What were you going to say?
Yeah. Well, no, that kind of ties into what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, some companies, gaming companies, produce their own upgraded components too. So it's not even necessarily like a third party.
Yes.
Like Stonemaier Games, we got Stonemaier Games upgraded components for Finspan, for example. So yeah, yeah. If you really want to,
Yeah, you want to be tactical. I don't usually, if I'm kickstarting it, I think going all in is such a seductive trap, and I
yeah,
avoid
yeah,
that. You can usually buy them later, so unless it's the metal coins that seem important, but I don't usually. I try only to buy the upgrades if I know I'm really going to play it. But yeah, it makes the game really nice, and you can see the designers are excited. They get to not cut
yeah,
corners and get you something really nice.
yeah, yeah. Well, and then possibly the last board game accessory, but you might have a
I have a
surprise
bonus.
secret
I have a
one. Okay.
bonus. Yeah.
Okay, so right before the bonus one, this is one that you came up with. I think it's a great idea, such a great idea. Is board game inserts, board game organizers for. I love those. And like
I did too.
you indicated, you can get them out of wood. Like the Broken Token is a company that sells wooden organizers. You can get them out of a foam core. like Folded Space out of Bulgaria makes them. But for our listeners maybe who aren't familiar with this, basically these are inserts that you put into, made by third-party companies, that you put into your board game box, and they're specifically designed to hold all of the components of that board game. And so so it's really helpful for organizing those components, and I'd say most of the time, but not all the time, it's also greatly helps the setup and the teardown of the game. Because
Yes,
oftentimes,
absolutely.
like you just pull out part of the organizer and just put it on the table, and you're set up. So it's really, really helpful. For a brief period of time, I also got into kind of making my own, Kevin. You can find patterns online, again, in Board Game Geek. We're talking about Board Game Geek so much. Or you can just design them yourself, that you can just make out of foam core and some glue and
Mm.
some box cutters and razor and rulers. But
And
yeah,
you're going to
they were
usually glue
really,
it together with some, you can just use, I think you can use Elmer's glue with foam core
yeah,
and wood glue
yeah,
if it's wood. But yeah, you assemble it in a 3D
yeah.
something. Sorry.
Do you have some? No. Do you have some organizers? Some
I
board game
do. I
organizers?
love an
Yeah,
organizer. I have to admit, I love
yeah,
a game that has a built-in one that's a good one that always feels like I'm glad to pay for that. I hate Baggy World. I hate just pulling the bags out. I find it very depressing. It's fine
yeah.
for a game I don't play often, but I love a nice organizer in there. If I'm not getting one and I really like the game, yeah, Etsy people are doing the 3D prints, so I got that
Oh,
for
that's
Brass
right.
Birmingham. So
3D
they're doing a
print.
3D print, and you can get the 3D uh, instructions or layout schematics, like you're saying on Board Game Geek. If you have a 3D printer, pay someone online, and you get to support some money, making extra money with your 3D printer. And yeah, it
Yeah,
holds all
yeah.
the little components. It's nice. You set it out. You don't have to dig around or whatever. Really nice. I've done the folded space ones are great. I like those because they're
Yeah.
light. Broken Token is neat. They do pop off. I've got that for Twilight Imperium. It's cool, but if people grab it from the end, it pops off, and you just use wood glue.
Okay.
You glue it back, but it's still like sometimes
Mm,
it's very
mm.
heavy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
wood it's not real wood. It's some kind of it's not balsa wood. It's not real wood. It's something between, but it's still enough to make it feel, you can tell when someone has put a Broken Token insert in their board game box. It's just going to weigh a
Okay,
lot.
okay.
I
Interesting,
have
interesting.
found, but yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
I've had
they're,
any.
yeah, those are fun. During COVID, I was really bad when we thought we were all going to die. I was really bad about buying those and put them
I
together. And my kids would put them together with me and just like, look, I made organizers. And then we sometimes would never play it again. But
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
that's the
Yeah,
problem. That's the problem. But
yeah.
yeah, it is nice to have the organizer and put everything. Sometimes it'll include space for if you do an expansion, and then you don't need the extra boxes,
Right,
which I
right.
just
Yeah.
threw those away. It kind of hurt admitting I don't need all the boxes to the expansions because they're all in the base game.
It's
Yeah,
hard to
that's
throw away
fine.
expansion boxes too. I
But I
agree.
did it. I
I
did it. Yeah.
I sometimes I often, yeah, just get rid of them, but you can't see it. It's on camera. Like I sometimes I use expansion box covers as like little pieces of art kind of around, like on a shelf or something like that, kind of. But there's some up
Just
there.
set
But
it up on its own. Yeah.
yeah, but you can't do that with all of them for sure. Yeah. Well, what's your
All right. I have one
bonus? I'm
bonus
excited.
unless
Yes, what's
something
your
occurred to
bonus?
you. Do you? Okay.
Um, just um, just that the greatest board game accessory of all is
It's Daniel.
friendship.
It's friendship. Right.
Friendship.
Right.
And Kevin Taylor. That's right. But is friendship with Kevin Taylor. But what's yours? What's your bonus?
Oh, I saw this. I'm sure I don't know who started it, but the YouTuber Modern Cardboard, when he teaches a game, he uses as a pointer a chopstick.
Really interesting.
So if I'm
Interesting.
teaching a game, I throw it in my board game bag if I've got people coming, or put it at the
That's a
table
good
down there.
idea.
It's just so nice. It seems a little dorky, but you just need one. But if you want to say, like, how do what's the symbol? You can just point. It just gives you
That's
that
a great
little bit of
idea.
extension where you're not knocking things over. You can sort of point and use that as your draw their eyes when you're saying, okay, here on the board, we're going to work through these steps. And you can just sort
Yeah,
of,
that's a great idea.
they exactly see what you're doing. And yeah, and then I put it away so I don't fiddle with it. But yeah, I love a chopstick for teaching.
I love that. That's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah, thanks.
For added challenge, you could bring in the second chopstick and use it then to like pick up the components and roll the
Okay,
dice with
I
the
could.
chopsticks and things like that too.
Could.
Yeah.
Or hope the game, like if the rule or an icon is in 2 locations, see if I can
You
wield the
can do
chopstick to
the
point
double
in 2 locations. Yeah,
pointer. I
would
like
be
that.
would be
That's a great
difficult.
idea. I'm going to try to use a chopstick next time I teach a game. Yeah.
Yeah, see what
Thank
you
you.
think.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that.
And then you can just wash it and put it back in the kitchen. We
That's
have
right.
some nicer ones that are permanent, not the. I mean, you could use the disposable ones from takeout, but if you have a slightly nicer set, you've bought at Target or something, some store.
Have you ever used metal chopsticks?
Haven't. Are they good?
We have a few. I have to admit, I like them. I'm the only one in the family who likes them. But I like them because you can just throw them in the dishwasher versus like hand washing them. But yeah. Well, whether metal or wood, I think it's a great idea to use a chopstick to teach a board game. So those are our 14 board game accessories in addition to friendship and love.
That's it. That's
listeners, viewers, what did we miss? Please let us know. What have you found to be really essential or important for the hobby for you that we didn't talk about? You can let us know by emailing us at the address that Kevin shared earlier, playsavestheworld@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Make comments,
Kevin,
in YouTube or elsewhere.
Yep. We are grateful for the comments. Love those too. So, Kevin, anything else?
No, man.
All right. I am going to I want to go accessorize before I play my next game.
Accessorize my game.
Accessorize my game.
I think I'm doing trying to do
that was
Justify My Love. Justify My Love.
We should have worked that up. That would have been good. Oh.
Good one.
Well, thank you, friends, for listening, for watching. Kevin, thank you as always for
same to you, Daniel.
Being awesome. All right. See you, everybody.
All right.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.